Good morning. Welcome to another video. Thanks to all those who have subscribed. Keep watching, keep subscribing. Lots more to come. Today, we're off to Snetterton Trackday. It's a track day with open track days. I do love Snetterton. It's got some real big boy corners. And it's a proper test of any car and any driver. I think this GT4 RS will do incredibly well there. And it's I've had this car a few months now, and I think it's time to do a bit of a recap and review of my experiences with the car so far. Spoiler alert, it's not been disappointing. And I've had this epic GT4 RS for a few months now, and I think it's time I did a bit of a review. I'll put a video together. I'll drive it into Brighton, I'll take it on a long trip and do a proper review. But this will be the second track day I will do in this car, and it hasn't disappointed so far. The car has met or exceeded all my expectations. Good morning. I'm at Snetterton. I'm at the racetrack now. It was an easy an hour plus journey from London to Snetterton, which is just off the A11 near Norwich, on the way to Norwich. And I have got my wristband and my car sticker. And I am in the queue to get noise tested. Many of the UK tracks have strict noise limits, and that's one of the reasons I have the BMW, because the BMW is not too loud. The BMW M3 is not too loud. This one is not as loud as my previous car, a GT4 RS. That one I could only use that one on tracks at circuits or events that had a 105 decibel limit. I think today is 105. I think. So there are two noise limits. There is the static noise limit, in which they test how loud your car is at a standstill. Then on track there are drive-by limits. There's a drive-by limit. So they have noise monitors in UK, health and safety and all that palaver. And they have drive-by meters that measure how loud your car is at certain points on the track. If you fall foul of either of them, then your track day is in jeopardy. But this GT4 RS should be okay. Yes, it says cars 105. Yeah, 105 limit today. I really should have checked that before coming. So I'm sure this car will fly past. Would easily pass the test. I haven't upgraded the exhaust, nor have I. And this car is supposed to be.
Well,
Hi.
it depends how well it's secured, because it is on a.
Oh, that's coming off.
It is coming off.
That's coming off. Yeah, I'm not going to take such a big camera on circuit. No. That can stay because it's 3 for the GoPro.
Yeah,
but this big camera is coming off.
that?
Yeah, 100%. Nah.
What's your rev limit for me?
It's soft. Standstill. I think it's 4,000.
Soft limit, right?
Yeah.
Just go to that for me.
Okay.
$89.
89.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
All good.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Yep. So that was cool. Only 89 decibels. So that was good. Only 89 decibels. So I'm good to go. Now, where's everybody? Driver's briefing. Driver's briefing is exactly what it sounds like. It's a session in which important information is passed on to the drivers, such as what the flags are for, racing etiquette, driving standards, what they should do in case of, say, a breakdown or an accident. A driver's briefing is used to impart important information to the drivers, especially safety information and etiquette. Driver briefing done. Let's go get ready for the sighting laps. Hi, welcome to a busy Snetterton track. On my left is the pit lane and the garages. On my right is the track, the main street. And cars will be blasting past me on the right and trundling back into the pits on my left. Epic, eh? So we have done the sighting laps, and now it's an open pit lane format. This simply means you can come and go as you please. Do as many laps as you want, in and out of the pits as you want. Perfect. All right. It's time for me to do some laps.
much smaller.
I went out in Mike from Ashgood's got one of these, isn't he?
Okay.
And he took me around Goodwood in his yellow one. He's not a bad driver either. But I suppose if you're in the industry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I use a fully manual.
It's so much nicer that gear stick than my one.
Yeah. And this one you can actually use like a proper.
This is well suited to you though, isn't it? Do you love tracks?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean you can't drive fast on road anymore.
Yeah.
Only on a few occasions in specific places. But where I live, you have to drive far to be able to drive well.
Yeah. Same as me. It's like
Yeah. Although yeah, in Essex, you have some roads in Essex.
you can go west and get out. Probably, you know, you're nearer to the Cotswolds.
Yes. That's why I always, if I want to drive, I go to the Cotswolds.
Yeah. All black flag. Track limits.
Someone's got the black flag. Country is bad. Okay, yeah, go.
I also headed out with my good friend Guy, Ask G's on Instagram. He wanted to have a feel of my car and see how I drove this track.
biggest issue was the lines.
Yeah.
That was it. Really was the lines.
I always thought that my issue also was braking too early.
Yes, that's why you use the markers. So at each stage, at each part of the track, sometimes depending on your speed, you have to brake at the first one.
Yeah.
On others, in your car, you can brake at the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then hard.
Yeah, but then you see, you hard, then come off. What was that noise?
Oh. What is that noise?
What is that noise?
You hear that? What is it?
My exhaust.
As we headed back into the pits, we heard an alarming sound, which sounded like the exhaust was loose, but it turned out to be some gravel that was caught in the wheel, and this was quickly sorted out.
It's the exhaust.
In an empty and quiet pit lane. It's lunchtime. It's lunchtime, so everyone's gonna get lunch. But this is the time I will use to see what other cars are present. I must talk about this car behind me. What a car! What a car! This is the first time I started exploring my limits. I don't think I'm good enough to explore this car's limits, but it's so confidence inspiring, so tactile, so delicate. And I haven't even done the suspension geometry. The wings are in the standard default settings, the manufacturer's street settings. But oh goodness, I can't wait to start setting this car up the way it's meant to for the track and pushing. Check out this 991.2 GT3. I know the owners of every single car in this lineup. This is Nick's lovely Spider. Oh, what a car. What a car. And he was driving it on track. And as he said, he's loving every minute of it. Six Carrera with the aero kit. This is Guy's RS. Ask Cheese on Instagram. He's had to fit silence tips. From the M346 group. That's one. And that's another. Some exotics here. Look at these atoms. This one has carbon wheels. Wow. Carbon wheels. O-lings, everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Atom 4R. carbon everything.
Carbon wheels.
Carbon wheels, carbon everything. Carbon front wing. I bet that flies.
Not with me in it.
No atoms. These things fly. These things fly. Check out that wing. Now that's a proper wing. Epic. That is absolutely epic. I've got to drive one of these.
It looks fun, doesn't it?
It is, must be fun. This is one of the cars I wanted to see. Is it a real E30 M3?
No. 318.
Wow. I love it though. Oh yeah, right-hand drive. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I was looking at it.
Gearbox, it's DCT.
DCT gearbox.
Yeah, it's the same like that.
Wow.
All the same subframe and
Wow. That must have taken a long time to build. Look at that. Epic. And it's moving. What engine has it got?
Honda K24.
Oh, but actually, that is sacrilege.
No, it's good.
And BMW Honda K24.
It's light.
Wow.
700 horsepower.
How much?
700.
700 horsepower.
Yeah.
No wonder you were flying. I saw you on the street.
Yeah.
And you were, wow. Let me get a shot of that. I was watching you on the streets.
That was low boost though, about 5.
Really?
Yeah.
700 bhp. No wonder you were flying. This was one car I saw. When I saw it, I said I've got to get some shots of it. Huh?
Looks good from far.
It seemed to be moving on track. Escort Mark 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. What engine has it got?
2-litre Duratec.
Duratec, 2 litre.
Yeah.
How much power?
300 brake.
300. And this thing weighs nothing.
886. Yeah.
You will be flying. No wonder you are flying.
6-speed sequential.
6-speed sequential. Wow.
It's quick. Yeah, Mach 1 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a car, all right. Boxer, GT4, Cayman R, 2 Cayman Rs, Lotus Elise. How about this for a lineup? These guys are looking a bit too relaxed.
It's after that lap with you. I need to sit down.
What a wonderful day so far. The GT4 RS Hellraiser has impressed me no end. I'm really pleased with it. Now that I'm beginning to understand a bit more, and I'm able to push a bit more. I haven't done the track geometry yet, which should be the next on my list. And I need to put the wings in a higher downforce setting. That will help, but I need to get track geometry done. Yeah, the car is epic. It's been a brilliant day. And look, we're at lunch now, and we're sitting in the sun. All the cars behind me. Why would anyone? I wish I could spend every day doing this, driving, talking to you guys. That would be the right way. Anywho, see you in a bit. Okay, I think it's time I did some more laps. Every time I'm about to jump into this car, I get thrilled. It's such a thrill to drive. Okay, see you out on track. check out this genuine E46 M3 CSL. It belongs to a chap called Mike Rainbird, and he's my hero. Why? Because you never see genuine CSLs on the road, talk less of on track. What a guy, what a hero. Towards the end of the day, I had a lot of fun with my friends on track and giving them passenger laps. I was spreading the gospel according to Porsche. You see, I have quite a few BMW driving friends, and I'm doing my bit to convince them to, upgrade to a Porsche. As I tell everyone, it doesn't matter which GT Porsche you buy. Any of them, just buy any of them. It doesn't matter, 997, 996, 997.1, 992, 991.1. If you can get any GT car, GT3, GT3 RS, GT4, GT4 RS, just buy the one you like, buy the one that you can afford. Nice and dirty wheels. So we come to the end of another track day on this epic GT4 RS. What an absolutely lovely day. What do you want from a track day? Dry weather, good people, a good track, a great car, no accidents, no mechanicals, and that's exactly what I got today. The only downside to the entire day was the epic number of red flags. You can't blame the organizer for that. Because many of those breakdowns were caused by two things. Many of those red flags were caused by one of two things: over exuberance and mechanicals. There was one particular session in 2 laps I came across 2 cars that had spun into the gravel, and one that broke down at the last chicane. At the last, it's not a hairpin, but at the last corner. You can't really blame the. Thanks for watching. To London.